That day, before I got into the car, I saw someone on the far corner of my house just looking at me. And I thought twice about it just because, well, Juan's in jail, so I shouldn't be in. But then I felt kind of creeped about it. I ended up telling the detective about it, and I asked him, well, so what's going on with Juan? And he was the one who told me that he was let out 4 days ago. And after that, he still stalked me and harassed me while on house arrest. I tried getting a protection order on him. I couldn't get one because he was under the age of 18, and the state of Ohio at the time did not provide protection orders for juveniles. And so I called the police every single time he showed up at my house. He called my phone or whatever it was. I called the police, and either they showed up at my house an hour later or they never came to my house at all. It was March 5th of 2007 when Juan shot me in the face with a sawed-off shotgun. That day I remember like it was yesterday. I remember how cold it was, and I'm sure March here is just as cold as Cleveland, right? I remember it was a cloudy day. I went into the car to go to cosmetology school, and right before I was about to turn on the car, I saw my ex-boyfriend appear from the back of my garage, and he was dressed in all black. And I had no reaction. All I was able to do was just look at him. And then he pulled out a shotgun. He pointed it at me. And I froze. I didn't think he would do it because that was not the first time he held a gun at me. I didn't think he was going to do it until I reacted and I was about to turn the car on and drive off. And then that's all I really remember. I remember the drive to the hospital, getting into the hospital, and I do remember some huge silver scissors cutting off my clothes, and a nurse held my hand and she told me I was going to be okay, that they were going to put me to sleep. And the last thing I remember telling her was that I didn't want to die. That was our last picture taken together as boyfriend and girlfriend. So I woke up in a room filled with friends and family. I even had 2 waiting rooms of people just filled with friends and family just wanting to see me. You see a dry erase board on my lap. That was the only way I had to communicate with everyone because half of my lower face was missing. And so that was the only way I was able to communicate. So you see a band-aid around my jaw, that was just holding up the pieces that were left. I love this picture because we're all having a good time. You will think that they were the ones making me laugh. I was actually the one trying to make them laugh. I just wanted them to let them know that I was still the same Johanna that I was before. The guy that's laying down in the bed cracking up, that's my little brother. That's the big day. The big day was that I had to have reconstructive surgery, of course. So my surgeon, Dr. Michael Fritz, came up with the most coolest, weirdest idea ever, that they were going to take a bone out of my leg to rebuild me a new jaw. So that's what they were going to do that day. And that was exactly a month after the incident. I believe the surgery lasted about 13 hours. So that was just the surgeon telling my family how it went, and of course it was a huge success. Now, because I know we have 2 young audience in this room, I just want to be aware that I just got out of surgery, and it's really not graphic at all, but you will see a few fresh cut wounds. That is my SpongeBob. I loved my SpongeBob. Actually, that SpongeBob was in my room from day 1, from just a gift from the community. And that same SpongeBob went into the OR with me, which I'm sure they took him out afterwards, after they knocked me out. And that same SpongeBob is in my son's room right now. I had to take a lot of physical therapy to get my legs strong again, get it back in motion. That's my grandmother. She was my backbone, my everything, and if it wasn't for that woman right there, I wouldn't be the woman I am today talking to you right now. I was just telling the reporter my reaction to the gunshot, and you can't really tell in this picture, but my hair is wet in this picture, and that was my first real shower in a month and a half. I got to go home May 2nd of 2007. And I was so excited because I was going to go home to sleep on a normal bed, a bed that wasn't connected to machines, and because I wanted to go back to school. Of course, this was senior year, and for most of you know what happens in May. What happens in May? Prom. It's like a big deal, right? And I wasn't allowed to go back to school due to safety reasons. Juan's friends were threatening me, and as well as they wanted to prevent infections. I did all of my schoolwork at home, and I still got to go to prom. My friends made it a special night, and they made me prom queen. And I got to graduate. I graduated with a 3.5 grade point average. Sentencing, it never went to trial. Juan took a plea deal, and so sentencing was September 19 of 2007. And during his sentencing, Juan cried, and he cried like a baby, and he said that he was sorry, that he made the biggest mistake of his life. And to be honest with you, his apology meant nothing to me. It just felt more that he was sorry for himself than for what he had actually did. That day, I got to say something to him. I wrote him a poem, and I got to read it to him that day. And after the poem, I told him that I didn't hate him, that I wasn't mad at him, that I forgive him, that I pray for him every single day. For whatever he had coming to him, he deserved it. He received 27 years in prison, no chance of parole, and I haven't heard from him since, and it's been